I want you to be featured in the magazine as the 40-year-old. And here's the brilliant twist, bride.
Carrie Bradshaw is a style icon like no other. There's no other TV character better known for being a strong woman who manages to serve some of television's most iconic and sensational looks. Carrie Bradshaw is popular for several reasons, the main one being her strong, independent spirit. It's reflected in her relationships with men, her interactions with her friends, and it's clearly the point of the column that she writes. But perhaps the more important place where Carrie's independence and free spirit shines brightest is in her wardrobe. She's a style icon and a trendsetter, and the outfits she wears really reflect who she is and what she's going through. Her clothes are an extension of herself, used to reflect the ebbs and flows of her relationships and evolving career.
But I was chosen as New York Magazine's best pick for city columnist.
When we first meet Carrie Bradshaw. At the very start of Sex and the City, we're introduced to Carrie. She gets depicted as a quirky, fun-loving, boy-obsessed columnist who writes about independence and womanhood. Right off the top of the show, she wears an iconic, quirky combination of a frilly tutu paired with a pink camisole and, of course, heels. Pumps and iconic heels are a Carrie staple that gets her into a lot of trouble over the course of the show. This cute outfit worn by Carrie reveals a fun, whimsical, youthful side of her and alludes to her obsession with high fashion. It sets us up with what to expect in Carrie. Not to mention, this tutu look went big after the premiere of the show. This ballet fashion crossover sparked a wider trend in the fashion world. In the Sex and the City movie, they even went so far as to acknowledge how important this look was by having Carrie save the clothes when she's packing up to move. Mourning in black. In Season 2, Carrie rebounds and dates a basketball player, how very on the nose, and has a string of encounters with a myriad of other freaky and oddball characters. Her style reflects her frantic, uncollected, and chaotic headspace that she's in after her breakup. She wears a lot of black this season as she mourns the loss of her ex and attempts to move past him. One of her most iconic looks from the season is perhaps one of the simplest on the show, a black charcoal LBD. The little black dress is an LBD like no other, a literal traffic stopper, and a cute and confident moment where Carrie seems to almost move past Mr. Big. Peak chaotic in an iconic way. Carrie bumps into Mr. Big in Season 2, Episode 17. She finds him returned from Paris and freshly engaged. She's blindsided in this moment when she sees she's been replaced by a 20-something girl. At this point, she's kinda up and down and all over the place. This can be seen in her energetic, clashing look. Don't get me wrong, it's an exemplary and well-pieced-together ensemble. She sports a python-printed tube top, a clay and earth-toned striped sarong, and matching woven cowboy hat. This cute look is pulled together so well. Carrie really expresses the chaotic and bold state of mind she's in at this point in her life through the clothing she wears. The revenge dress. Revenge is a dish best served cold, and this dress is as cold as snow. Carrie wears a snow-white gown when she sees Mr. Big after his engagement party. It's not exactly a revenge dress per se, but it serves the purpose of getting back at him. Carrie is finally moving back upward and is feeling better and less defeated, and this white bias-cut slip dress really reflects the dignity Carrie is regaining after Mr. Big has moved on from her. I'm pretty sure Mr. Big was having doubts about not being with Carrie after seeing her in this number. Karma is a bummer. Carrie's foray with infidelity in Season 3 causes a lot of drama in her life. She loses an amazing partner, Aiden, and she has a Manolo bag stolen by a mugger. So many things go awry that Carrie is convinced karma is out to get her. Despite all the chaos, she still manages to rise above it and look absolutely stunning in this floral midi dress from Richard Tyler's Resort 2001 collection. The wonderful hem, its body contour fit, and the light and ethereal weight of it really help lift Carrie after a long series of depressing encounters this season. Making amends. Carrie bumps into Mr. Big's ex-wife in Season 3, Episode 17. This is a moment where Carrie confronts her crimes and takes ownership for doing wrong. It's a really significant moment in her character development and a step towards her maturing. It's very fitting that she's wearing John Galliano's famed newspaper dress, first worn by Angie Schmidt in his Autumn-Winter 2000 Christian Dior runway show. Sarah Jessica Parker wearing this dress made it iconic. This is a moment where fiction meets reality. The show popularized the real dress and made it a hot commodity after the airing of the show. Carrie wearing it made it literally iconic in the real world. Carrie's career and style turn a new page. Carrie starting a job at Vogue is a big deal for her. It's a milestone in her life, and she flaunts it by wearing a negligee-esque black lace slip, gold flock robe, and ruffled Louboutin sandals. It's a bold, layered look that reflects the graceful maturing happening with Carrie and her life. She looks very Princess Diana in this look, refined, refreshed, and moving on up. The tent dress. Carrie Bradshaw rocked a tent dress as she began to form a new crush on Berger. The cute baby pink number drapes over her body. It's a flattering piece that reveals Carrie's ability to simplify her style when the moment requires. It can also be used to cover up imperfections. True fans of the show will be quick to note that Sarah wore this dress because she was pregnant in real life, and that forced the costume designers to cover up her baby bump with the tent dress because Carrie wasn't pregnant on the show. The glamour comfort of Carrie. The triumph and complexity of Carrie's life later on in the show is reflected in a mature look for Carrie. The Atelier Versace Couture Millefeuille gown she wears is iconic beyond belief. The sequin dusty blue-gray gown with layers of tulle make her look like a queen. She falls asleep in the dress, and it truly reflects how comfortable she's finally becoming in her own skin and clothes. Refined look of a Parisian author. Near the end of the show, Carrie has grown up. She's wiser, has more self-confidence, and she's blossoming in her career. She reflects this in her clothes, of course. While in Paris, she wore a baby blue coat, black turtleneck, white fur hat, and white mittens, and carried a soft gold clutch. It's a dignified look that's still fun and playful. She stays true to her roots while expanding her wardrobe. How Sarah and Carrie influenced each other. Sarah Jessica Parker may not write Carrie's character in the show Sex and the City, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have influence in Carrie's life. Sarah's obsession with athletic leisure wear and crop tops actually affected the way Carrie dressed in the show. While Sarah started to rock athletic leisure wear in real life, Carrie started to wear a lot of tube tops and crop tops on the show. Carrie's also influenced Sarah's style off the set. Sarah began to borrow from Carrie's eclectic style and mix and match. One such example is when Sarah posted a picture of herself on Instagram. Sarah paired funky Gucci socks, metallic Mary Jane pumps, a chic leather bag, and a white floral dress by Rebecca Taylor. Carrie's wider influence IRL. Carrie's influential fashion writing may be fictional, but her influence on fashion is not. Her iconic looks sparked several trends in real life. The most notable one is when she brought back fur coats. I know that's a controversial take, but there's evidence to suggest that after Carrie wore a vintage fur coat in season 2, things really took off and audiences stole the idea. A generation of 20-something-year-olds flocked to thrift stores and high street boutiques in the hopes of snatching up a fur coat to pair with any look. People fell in love with Carrie and took from her style. Her clothes and taste have influenced the world over, and that's going to continue to be the case as the Sex and the City franchise continues to stay iconic. Let us know what your favorite Carrie looks are in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Sex and the City content.